Hey everyone, so in today's video we're going to be going over Bertrand, and we're going to be going over an item called Bertrand's Cake, which kind of gives Bertrand like a unique game mode that's sort of similar to like, I would say like Nuclear Throne. And on that item pedestal is Bertrand's Cake, and the way you get it is that when you press C in Fiend Folio and you open up the Bertrand menu, then you go to the stats page, you'll see a bunch of criteria that you have to fulfill if you haven't unlocked the item yet, such as like you have to get like X amount of flail kills out of 100, X amount of slam kills out of 100, etc. like that. And once you fulfill those criteria, then on your following run, when you start the run, in the first room you'll see the Bertrand's Cake. So when you get the cake, this was from our last run. We could just ignore all this was happening right now. So when you get the cake, you'll see that above the slam meter there's another bar, and at the end of the bar there's a letter, and that letter is essentially your grade for the floor. And you're graded on certain criteria, such as how much damage you do, not damage, how much damage you take, if you get hit a lot, etc. Your attack freshness, so if you use a lot of different attacks, like diversify your move pool, how much time you take on the floor, etc. You're graded on that, and at the start of the next floor, depending on your grade, you'll be able to use points from the grade that you're given to buy perks, and the perks will like give different abilities to Bertrand. When you do start the run and you exit the room that has the cake in it, so once we fight these enemies, I'll show you what I mean. So once we kill these guys and we go back to the cake, it'll be gone. So if you want to take the cake, you have to take it at the start of the run. I'm going to go ahead and take the cake, and we're going to do a run. This isn't Fiend Folio mod, by the way, I should mention. So we're going to do a run with Bertrand using the Bertrand's Cake, just to show you how the style system works, as well as the perks that you can get and so forth. So we're just going to do a quick run. So one thing you want to definitely do with Bertrand, actually we could actually play this a little bit. Might as well, right? Yeah, we could play this just a tiny bit. As you can see, we are losing like some degree of our grade because we're taking damage, but don't worry too much. It's very easy to get your grade back up. All you really gotta do is just like, land good hits, and you see we're already back to an S grade. So it doesn't matter how much damage you take, but you can easily bring your grade back up if it's gone to a bad grade. The reason I say that you want to like diversify your move pool is because you are kind of graded on the freshness of your move. I want to say, like, it grades you on how many moves do you utilize. So it's good to utilize your whole move pool, such as the spin attack, the slam, the fling that we just did a couple times there. You want to use just about everything in your arsenal. Also, let me make sure that OBS is recording. Okay, cool, it is recording. So you want to go ahead and use just about every move in your arsenal that you can, just so you can maximize the grade that you get. And the way the grading works, it doesn't matter what you leave the floor with. It's just the overall score that you had for the overall rating that you had is the grade that you'll get for the next floor, basically. Are we about to die? I hope we don't die. That'll be really embarrassing. We kind of got off to a bad start because I was trying to make something dumb happen. But yeah, Bertrand's really fun. This is a really interesting character. I've been really enjoying it. Bertrand so far. He kind of has like a... Uh-oh, we're gonna die. Oh my god. Alright, hold on, let me try to focus real quick. Alright, cool. I think we're good. So yeah, the character's like really unique and different from other modded characters I've played, and he has like a pretty diverse move pool. Not move pool, high skill ceilings, I want to say. There's lots of like hidden techniques and stuff that you could do, and then when you mix in the Bertrand's Cake into the mix, then you have like even like crazier stuff you could do, crazy perks, crazy synergies, just lots of interesting stuff. So the character does take a little bit of getting used to, and I already died. All right, forget that run. This is gonna be the real run, okay? Because I was trying to show you guys what I was talking about. We'll resume. Some of your points do carry over, because like the last run I started that I died on just now, I had 4 points I carried over. So some of your points do carry over, but not too many points. You'll have a little bit of points when you start a run, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, definitely I do recommend you want to utilize as many moves as possible and try to focus on getting the slam so that you can fill the pips up and get the damage upgrade. Because basically every like 2 floors or so, the amount of damage you get from the damage upgrade increases a little bit. And by the time you get to the womb and cathedral, you'll be getting like half a damage up if you fill up all the pips. So I want to definitely try to focus on that if you can. Let's check the item room. I don't know how Evil Eye interacts with Bertrand, but I'll take it anyway. At the very least, every time we slam... Oh, turret slam. Stronger slam tiers. Okay. So we'll have a turret slam, whatever that means. And our slam tiers will also be stronger. I guess we can try that out right now, actually. Oh, that is interesting. Like I said, there's lots of interesting synergies with Bertrand. I've never had Evil Eye before. So that's really cool. That's a dope synergy. And our tiers are stronger as well. Plus, that's not even counting the perks that we're gonna get. They're called perks as well for like Bertrand perks basically. So they're called perks by the menu at least. Perks, I should say. Did I say perks? Perks. But yeah, you have like lots of interesting synergies with this character. It's a really fun character. Like honestly, really fun. I don't know if I could aim the tiers or... Well, it did say turret, right? And a turret is normally, like, it aims by itself. So I guess we don't have to aim the tiers. It'll aim automatically. Uh-oh. So we have Buster. I really do not like fighting this boss. Oh, God. That's not good. Let me do a slam. Uh-oh. Okay, let me try not to lose my Bone Heart if possible. Yeah, I don't really like fighting this boss. This boss is, I keep getting hit by that. Let me be a little bit more careful. Am I gonna die again? I hope I don't die. I don't want to like make a really long video, but I definitely do want to at least get 1 win, right? Okay, so yeah, it is auto aiming for me, so I don't actually have to aim myself. Thankfully. I'm pretty sure I can probably go through the fire if I use my dash. Okay, well. Alright, we're gonna get a good run. We're gonna get a good run. I'm very sorry about that. That boss is really hard. A lot of the Fiend Folio bosses are just too crazy. And I personally think that without the cake, Bertrand feels kind of weak sometimes in the later floors, honestly. And against some of the bosses. But when you use the perks I should say, it really does like make him kind of too strong, I feel. In my opinion, I feel like you're just like way too strong with the perks, but I don't know. It's like hard to balance, right? Because I personally feel the character is weak without them, and then when you do use them, they're pretty strong. But I'm very sorry for like the back-to-back deaths. I don't want this to be a long video, so I'm gonna try my best to just like hurry up. Because all the Isaac videos I've uploaded recently have just been like way too long. Plus they do take a long time to edit as well and render. So I want to make this kind of short. Not gonna rush and like play suboptimally, but I don't want to just like, you know, lollygag for longer than I need to. I'm actually kind of sad that I died because that synergy looked pretty awesome. So I'm sad that we weren't able to keep it for a long time and we died so quickly. Really unfortunate. I've never gotten Evil Eye with this character before, so I was actually looking forward to that synergy, man. That was just me playing pretty poorly, but that boss is kind of hard, so you know, you can't blame me. That boss sucks. Anyway, let's try and hurry up. Let's find the item room, then we'll fight the boss. And hopefully it's not that boss again, because we'll probably die again. Because I haven't even been able to show you guys the perks yet, you know? I keep dying. When we get to the next floor, we'll be able to choose from like a suite of a couple of birds. Kind of similar to like Nuclear Throne, how you can choose through mutations whenever you get rads. When you level up, I should say. It's kind of similar to that. I would describe it. If you wanted a comparison, it's like getting mutations from Nuclear Throne, basically. Okay, so we will take you. We'll also take you, and we'll call it a day. I should probably turn those hearts into things, right? I should probably turn those hearts inside of the second secret room into, yeah, like that. Then we'll double these, Then we'll also go ahead and get this and double these. Okay, so now we have a bunch of spiders. That's really awesome. And it's just little horn. Shouldn't be too much of an issue for us. Alright, that was really easy. We got meat, more HP, more damage. Now, our overall grade was a B. But as you did see, I think it's because we took a little bit of time backtracking to do all that with the compost. But now that we've finished the floor, we'll have an option to choose a Berk. And this is the criteria that they grade us on. So clear time, fail freshness, like that's how, I guess it's how much we used our flail attack, which we didn't really use it too much, I guess, because we mostly used a lot of spinning, and we actually didn't know a single moves to use, and don't just use one move. You want to use all your moves a bunch, and we got a B for that, an overall rank of a B. So that will give us like one perk to choose from. And these are the Berks, I should say. Berks. These are the Berks that we can choose from. So we have one called Panic, Thicker Skull, and Conversion Slam. I'll just go with Thicker Skull. And it's random every time. You get to choose from, like, depending on how many points you get to choose from a suite of 3 Berks every time. And it's random, the Berks that show up. So that's pretty good. We're gonna try our best to, you know, get a better grade. It's easy to get your grade up. Like, you are graded on time, but it's very easy to bring your grade up. You don't have to worry too much about the time. And if your ranking does fall, you can just like use a couple different moves, and it'll come like right back. So you don't have to worry too much about your grade falling, because it's very easy to get it back up to a respectable level, at least. From what I've noticed, it's not too difficult. We will go ahead and play the Demon Judgment a little bit. I don't know if this counts against you, but I'm assuming not. If this counts as you taking damage, I don't think so. But it's hard to tell. It doesn't seem like it is, because it would have definitely gone down a little bit more than that. Okay, so we gave that guy a bunch of our hearts, and he did not pay out. Please pay out, sir. Oh, Gippy's pretty good. I'm gonna skip the pills because pills suck. Alright, so we're at a D rating right now. Oh, you know what I should go do? I should definitely go back to that room and double the spiders that are in there. Double the drops, I should say, the pickups. So let's go back. We'll double the pickups inside here. There we go. I probably could have blown up the machines as well, but it doesn't matter too much. We'll check out the shop. We will attempt to get more options actually before we go into the item room. So let's get that. I'll actually also use a little bit of money to buy a heart. But yeah, time doesn't matter too much. We can easily change our grade by just, you know, attacking with a couple different moves, and we'll get a better grade. But you do want to utilize as many different moves as possible, and we will take the soul just for the soul hearts. And you can have like some really cool and diverse builds with the Berks themselves, on top of like the already crazy item synergies that you have with Bertrand. Because there's a bunch of synergies I haven't seen myself. Like one interesting synergy is anti-grav tears. Every time you slam your head, you'll have like, you can like hold your head indefinitely, and it makes like a weird noise. And then when you slam, the tears are also anti-grav tears as well. So it's really cool. You have lots of like cool interactions like that. We have so many spiders right now. It's crazy. We're still taking stupid damage. But yeah, we have a bunch of spiders. That's really good for the upcoming floors. Our grade is actually still an F, so I'm guessing it's an F because of the Demon Judgment. I didn't know if that affected us or not, but I feel like it did probably affect us. Probably, I don't really know. Alright, let's just double that. Fight the boss. It's the Widow. Widow died instantly because of our spiders. I think Tears Up affects that affects how fast your meter charges, but I might be wrong about that. I'm not entirely sure on that one, but I believe it does. Alright, so we'll take 9 lives, and we'll probably become Guppy at some point. This is gonna be a crazy, like, blue fly spider run from the looks of it already. We will check the curse room. Oh yeah, that's right, we gotta do this first. Oh, that's not a good ranking. We still got a point, so we can choose 2 Berk points. I don't know how many points it gives you. because it doesn't exactly tell you how many points you get, but you usually get like 1 or 2. I will say that Friends is definitely my favorite perk because it gives you another head, which essentially just gives you more damage and allows you to attack more. It makes your spin do more damage because you have more head spinning. It's really good. So I usually always go for Friends when it shows up. What is this? +2 flail hits, pit tears. I'm gonna go with Sucky Sam's also good. Also, I forgot to mention that you can see the same Berk show up more than once, and when you choose it again, it'll just like further amplify the effect of the Berk. So we can get Friends again. Right now we have 2 heads. You can get Friends like a bunch more times and have even more than 2 heads. So it's really cool. You can have like really crazy builds going on with Berks, which is why I think it kind of makes the character a little bit more easier than it already is. Cause well, I don't find Bertrand to be easy at all. I find it actually kind of hard, but with Berks it kind of makes things a lot easier, in my opinion. Not that it's bad, you know, but I don't think I would do a bunch of like I'll do the stylish runs once in a while with the cake, but not too many times, cause you know, I just find it a little bit more fun to not use the cake. Because of how like it kind of feels like it makes things a little bit easier than they should be, but maybe that's just me, you know. I'm just crazy talking here. But we'll hold on to Black Rune, and the goal is to try and get our pips filled up as soon as possible, so that we can get the damage up. Now our grade isn't improving too much. I think it's because of our flies. They might be killing the enemies faster than we can kill them, which is not good if we want to improve our own grade. Maybe I should get rid of the compost if we get a better item, but that's fine, you know, it doesn't matter too much. Dad's key, yeah, I'll get rid of it for Dad's key. Do I really want to do that? I'll do that so that we can like showcase Bert himself more, instead of having the flies and spiders take our glory from us, because they're really just killing the rooms too quickly for us to really fight the bosses or any other enemies, basically. So just to make sure that doesn't happen too much, I'm going to get rid of compost, and we will fight the enemies ourselves. That way I can showcase our abilities a little bit better. So when you have 2 heads, or multiple heads in general, your spin becomes like crazy. Like if you have like 4 heads, your spin basically turns into like a blade, a helicopter blade, and you do so much damage. So it's really good to get the Friends perk whenever you can for the extra damage that your heads will do from just normal attacks, as well as spinning. Alright, so we managed to get our grade up a little bit, which is good, because it was pretty low just now. Okay, I figured second secret room was probably there, and there's our black heart. And yeah, the more you diversify your move list, the better your rating would be. So far, we haven't even used the fling at all. So if we can use that a couple of times, our grade will go up a little bit as well. But we can just go ahead and end the... Yeah, we can just leave for now. I don't want to make the run too long because, you know, my recent runs have been really long. I don't know if I've said this already, but definitely check me out on Twitch. I'll leave my Twitch link in the description, but I stream a lot of Isaac on Twitch, a lot of Nuclear Throne, Terraria, etc. So if you want more content when I'm not online, you can always check me out on Twitch for more content. I usually try to go live at least like 3 times a week from like 1 PM Eastern, and I stream for a couple of hours. So definitely check me out on Twitch if you want to see some more of my content. Alright, so what do we have here? We have Remorse, +5 spin tears per second, Persistence, double head status duration, and Regret, +2 flail hit tears. I don't know what Remorse does, so let's check it out. Remorse, does that give us... Okay, so Remorse gives us tears whenever we spin. That's interesting. So every time we spin, we'll have tears with Remorse, and it can show up again, so we'll get even more tears from Remorse, which is really cool. That's something I like. You can get like really crazy builds with the Berks that show up. Okay, that is the self-sacrifice room. I'm probably not going to play it, because I'm pretty sure the self-sacrifice room will count against us from a damage standpoint at least. So we don't want to mess around with that too much. Oh, there we go. Just using the spin attack a couple of times got us all the way up to an S ranking. So it's very easy to get your ranking back if you just like change your moveset around a little bit and try to incorporate all your moves, because you know they're all pretty good and they all have uses. Like the fling move is really good. Yeah, we should probably take the Satanic Bible over anything else, just to make sure we don't die at least. So goodbye to you. I guess we might as well just like consume it right now. Oh, we got a tears up from that as well. That's really awesome. So yeah, at least this guarantees that we don't die. Because I find myself take a lot. I find that I take a lot of damage with Bert in the later floors. It's just like it gets really difficult in the later floors. So whatever we can use to like keep ourselves afloat and not die, it'll be really good for us. So for some, those enemies are so weird. They take like very odd damage, and sometimes they don't really die when they should. So even though we hit that enemy with our slam attack, it didn't give us a pip for the slam meter basically. So we didn't get the damage up. Well, we didn't get the pip, I should say, not the damage up. We didn't get the pip for that. But yeah, one more pip and we'll get the damage up. And it's always good to aim for the damage ups whenever you can, because by the cathedral you'll be getting like 0.5 damage up every time you fill up the pip. So it's really useful. You should definitely be filling it up whenever you can. Some of these rooms are just crazy. You can actually go over creep with the fling ability, but it's hard to stop yourself from flinging when you're doing the spin attack. So that one was a little bit difficult, but I could have definitely flung over the creep there and not gotten hit by that enemy. I usually just tend to rotate between the normal flail attack and then spinning as well if there's ever a bunch of enemies around me like this. But I should be using our fling ability a little bit more, just trying to implement it whenever I can. Don't want to like force it and make myself take damage, but I should be trying to use it a little bit better than I am right now, at least. Against certain bosses is really good. You're basically like a Pearson projectile kinda, and you're fully invincible. So it's good against like, you know, Larry Jr. and other segmented bosses like that, where you can just do a bunch of damage and just like go straight through them. And then there are other items that also like improve your flail ability and improve your fling ability, etc. Lots of items that like have good synergies like that with Bert. Alright, so we have Bighorn. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, honestly. Oops. The spin attack will definitely get rid of the orbs, and they probably can't hit us while we're spinning, especially since we have 2 heads. So it's going to be interesting to see what we have on the next floor in terms of Berks. Maybe we can get more heads. The most I've gotten, I should say, is like 4 heads, 5 heads. And you do so much damage, and your spin is just like so devastating when you have multiple heads like that. But yeah, this character is really fun. It's like, definitely, I would describe it as like a high skill ceiling, because there's a bunch of stuff that you gotta do right normally to win with this character. Not so much when you use in the stylish mode, because it just makes things a little bit easier than it should, admittedly. But it is fun. I'll give it that. Oh, cool, we got an S ranking on that. So mom is going to be kind of happy with the report card as long as she doesn't look at the D. Alright, so friends, that'll give us one more head. Yeah, I'd rather take that over anything else, just to make ourselves really OP. And spinning mops up tears, I think that says. I can't say because I can't really see because the item overlay is in the way. But I think that says spinning mops up harmful creep. 50% damage for first 4 seconds spinning per room. Let's go with spin free because we are using the spin a lot. I find myself using the spin a lot if I have a lot of heads like we do right now. So we have 3 heads. So our spin attack is going to be even more devastating. So can you imagine that with the ability to... There's a perk that lets you reflect projectiles. So if we have that with the amount of heads that we have right now, basically enemies will like never touch us. It's crazy. Oh yeah, my computer sucks. So every time you get a bunch of heads and I use the slam ability, it lags up my computer. So sorry about that in advance. My computer is just really awful, unfortunately. So just get ready for a bunch of freeze frames every time we slam. Plus, Fiend Folio isn't too nice on my computer either, so very sorry. Dude, I swear these ghosts sound like boos. Do they sound like boos to anyone else from Mario? Because to me they sound like boos. And they're doing a bunch of damage to me. Dude, there's some really crazy rooms in this game, like it's just so hard. I like the mod, but there's some aspects about the mod that is like really BS. So hard to deal with. And there's always something going on screen too for some rooms, which makes things really hard for me because I just can't keep up with all the stuff on screen at once. Okay. But yeah, Bert is just like so fun. Like I definitely enjoy how this character is played normally. With the stylish mode, it just makes things a lot easier, but it also makes him a lot more fun as well. So definitely would recommend you check out the character if you haven't already. I'll leave a link to the Steam page so you can check it out yourself if you want to. But I definitely do recommend you check Bert out. Alright, so we have so many hearts on the ground. We could actually play the self-sacrifice room, but we're not going to do that because we don't really have to. I only play the self-sacrifice room if if I'm on like the first couple of levels and I need a miracle to happen, which we don't right now, so there's no real point. Unfortunately, you can't really you can't fling through the doors, the curse rooms, so you got to take the damage, unfortunately. I don't know if that would change if we had the perk that lets us fling over spikes, I should say. I don't know if getting that perk will allow us to go through spike rooms. I don't think so, but maybe. It's a possibility because there's a bunch of things I just haven't seen with this character yet, so that could very well be a possibility. I just don't know yet. So we kind of want to find the item room like as soon as possible. We haven't found item room or shop. I think we want to go to them both, if possible. So we should be doing a lot of damage with our spin ability every room thanks to that perk that we got. So we should try and use it a little bit at the start of every room at least. Oh, did we take damage? We did. Oh, actually, let me see something. There is an option to increase the hurt noise for Bertrand. I think I might have already turned it on. Oh yeah, it is on. Okay. Yeah, that was an issue I was having with Bertrand at first. I found him just like too quiet. But it does seem like I do have the option at max volume, so I guess I'm just not listening close enough. That's fine. So we found the item room. Now we just gotta find the shop and get out of here, and we're good to go. Oh, I thought I did the fling. Okay, there we go. Sometimes it's kind of hard to make the fling happen because you have to wait for your head to hit the ground first before you can fling. So when you want to use it in a pinch like that, in those really tight rooms, it's a little bit harder. A command that's like harder to execute in a pinch like that. But we managed to get through kind of okay. Whoa, what the hell? I've never seen this enemy before. That's kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and blow you up just for like extra money. And we will take the liberty to visit the shop as well. So let me try to find the shop. But I've never seen the upside down shopkeeper like that. That's interesting, but very peculiar. Oops. Alright, let's do some spins. Get some spins going on here. Okay, we should like be a little bit more careful. These enemies, because they formed a creep, we shouldn't spin. Yeah, there's just some rooms that what the hell hit me? What hit me? I don't know. There are just some rooms with the Bert that I find myself, I just get destroyed in the rooms, and I don't know why. Like, I just take a bunch of damage, which is why I always opt to go for Satanic Bible and other items that can heal you. Because you just end up taking crazy amounts of damage with this character, and it's not fun. And I guess I already had Mom's Purse technically, so I shouldn't have bought that. I'll buy this and we'll use it inside of the devil room, the devil deal, and then we'll dip. Let's see if we get a different item. Something else that's good. What do we get on the first floor? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I see anything better than this? Not really. Let's just go. So we'll use this in the double deal, then we'll come back for the Satanic Bible. Hey, I'm gonna try my best to hurry up a little. I don't want to backtrack too much, because I kind of don't want to take too much time, like some of my other Isaac videos. Okay, this is gonna be an interesting boss to fight with Bert, because we can't go over the spikes at least, but we can dash through the enemies when they spawn. I still don't really understand this boss. Should I be aiming at the main ghosts the whole time? I don't know who I should be like aiming for, but I'm guessing it's this guy right here. Is where I should be directing most of my attacks at. And we gotta get ready to use our fling through them like this when the time comes. Oh, I thought I used it. Yeah, it just doesn't work the way you want it to sometimes. When you think it should. The fling ability I'm referring to actually. Alright, I don't really know what hit me there, but alright, there we go. Yeah, this boss is so weird. I kind of don't understand it that well, I should say. Spirit of the Night, I don't know if it helps us a lot, but let's go ahead and get this. We got Lump of Coal. How does that affect us? Charged Expansion Fling? Oh, so the longer we hold Fling, we get a damage up, basically. Does it cap out? Yeah, it caps out. So that's like 3 damage, basically, that you get from this, roughly. Okay, interesting. I guess we'll take this. Does Whore of Babylon activate when you have a Bone Heart? Or do I have to get rid of the Bone Heart first? I think I have to get rid of the Bone Heart for Whore of Babylon to work. I wish Bone Hearts worked as they worked as like red hearts, like that. Cause then we have this Bone Heart and we can't really even use the Whore of Babylon. I also could have just taken the new, I think that was a new Fiend Folio item. I could have taken that instead, but I didn't really want to. Maybe I should have taken it anyway, because we have the book of the Satanic Bible, so we should be expecting more HP. So I probably could have taken it anyway, but it doesn't matter too much. Let's just try and hurry up, because I want to get over with this run as soon as possible. So let's see what our bricks are actually. We got a bad grade, I know for sure, on that floor. What did we get? Oh, we still got a B despite the damage we took and the time it took as well. So you can see clear time doesn't really matter. You can really like salvage your grade if it goes poorly. So you don't gotta worry too much about it unless you just really screw up. Spin distance 25%. I've never seen this one before, so I'm gonna take it and see what that does. Spin farmer, spin kills have a chance to spawn a pickup once per room. Spinning mops up harmful creep. That sounds like it could be good, so let's try that as well. Okay, so we have the music bug. Stage API, which is a mod that you use for Fiend Folio to get the unique floors to work, I think. It's kind of bugged, and it'll replay the room music on every room. Sometimes it'll replay the floor music on every room when you go into a room for some levels. So that's what's going on right now, so just bear with me. I'm very sorry about that, but just bear with me for a little bit. We'll take the left hand over the Ankh because we have 1/3 guppy and we want the other pieces of guppy ASAP. Alright, so we got another slam, so let's go ahead and do that. Oh yeah, we should also definitely be using our spin as well, especially against these enemies. Since they do contact damage, they can't really burst our defenses if we're constantly spinning in front of their faces, doing the meat spin. Oh, did I take damage just now? I cannot tell. I still can't really tell too well sometimes. Alright, so we can fling through these guys, right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. So even after your fling ends, you still have a little bit of invincibility as well, so that's pretty neat. So that you can like get out of bad situations if you accidentally fling into a crappy enemy. Stuff like that. And then we got the damage up from the pip. Wait, did we get a damage up? We actually didn't. Huh? Am I losing my mind? I feel like we didn't get a damage up. I'm gonna just go with Lost Fly. Cause I don't care too much about fighting the secret rooms right now. I kind of just want to like speed run a little bit and get out of this run ASAP. Just so we don't have like a really long video like a lot of my other videos have been. Okay, I was just trying to test how the tension worked, the fling ability. Just trying to test it out a little bit, because I still don't understand it too well. I guess we can try to look for the shop and see if there's anything good inside of it. Probably not. It might just be greed, but we can do that at least, or at least attempt to. Oh, you know what? Let's just give our. Okay, well, let's leave. Let's go to the next floor. I gotta remind myself to drop the left hand before we get to the chest, to avoid any issues. Oh, this is the champion mom that summons weird purple fires every time she slams her foot down. Don't really understand it, but yeah. I don't see this mom variation that often, honestly. It kind of makes approaching her foot like a lot harder. And I'm probably gonna take a bunch of damage because it's hard to approach mom's foot, considering that we have to get in range of her to use our melee attacks, and our range isn't that long with our neck right now, so it's a little bit difficult, admittedly. Ah, the poops, the creep messed me up. Oh, I can probably mop this creep up actually, right? Okay, maybe that creep isn't harmful, so I can't mop it up, which makes sense. Since it did say harmful creep. We'll actually go ahead and get Spirit of the Night so we can get flight whenever we use our spin ability, and we'll go down to the next floor. Oh, and with Spectral Fling we can go through rocks as well. Because we can't currently go through, well, we couldn't go through rocks before, but Spectral String allows us to go through rocks when we use our Fling ability. And we somehow managed to get an S rated on that floor despite the damage we took. Plus 4 spin tears per second. Yeah, let's go with that one. Sucky Slam. I think we already took Sucky Slam once. But yeah, you can get multiple Berks of the same kind, and it just further amplifies the Berk itself. Let's do Regret, because I don't know what Regret does. I don't think I've taken it yet. Okay, I figured that's what it would do, probably. Every time you attack, you shoot tears. So that actually seems pretty good. Seems like it can help your DPS a lot, actually. Well, there goes our Holy Mantle cross. Oops. So our goal is to try to fill up all the pips if we can. It won't always be possible because it just might not be worth going for. Also, I don't know if you saw that, but the Bombfly definitely did get sucked into our slam attack right there at the end. So that was pretty neat, seeing that in action at least. So your spin ability just like destroys segmented bosses. Like Chubb can't even get near us with this. It's crazy good. It does kind of tank my FPS though, I will admit. Very sorry about that, guys. My computer does suck, so sorry for all the FPS drops. I wish my computer was a little bit better. Alright. So we're just trying to utilize the fling sometimes to just like quickly switch sides whenever they start throwing a bunch of projectiles our way. We did take a little bit of damage, so that kind of sucks, but it doesn't matter. It sucks not because of the not because of our rating, but because of our HP. We want to try not to die. Even though we do have 9 lives, I'm trying my best to survive as long as possible. I don't know if we have the Berk that allows you to reflect bullets, because that's really good. When you have that Berk with spinning and multiple heads like this, enemy tiers can like hardly ever touch you. Like Envy doesn't stand a chance against us. It cannot come in our radius. Oh yeah, we do have that other spin ability too that increases our radius as well. So we have a bunch of cool stuff. This is what I kind of mean when I say that, like, the cake, Bertrand's cake, kind of just makes him a little bit easier to play. Because you won't get all the... You can get some of these perks from like items, but you wouldn't be getting them like all the time. Like we do after every floor. After every floor basically. Because they're usually unique items. But with the points, you can kind of just like get really unique effects every time. And I don't think it affects the difficulty or anything. I don't think it makes the game harder. If it made the game harder, I would understand. But it doesn't really like change it. It's still as hard as normal. So I don't know. It's kind of an interesting one. I wouldn't do it every time. I wouldn't like utilize the cake every time, because then it just makes things a little bit too easy, I feel. Ooh, oh, that doesn't help us. I thought that was silver dollar actually. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. So yeah, I actually want to demonstrate the spectral fling. Wait, what damaged me? I have no clue, but the spectral fling, we can actually go through rocks like that. You see, we can go through rocks. So that's pretty cool when you do have anything that gives you spectral shots, basically. It allows you to do that. As you can see, even though like we're still like crazy good with our DPS right now, we're still taking like crazy damage. It's just like, I don't know, the mod is just like that. You just take damage sometimes. Especially if you have a short range character like Bertrand, where you gotta get really close to enemies. Which is why I don't like playing like the Forgotten or Bertrand that much in Fiend Folio, because the enemies are just like way too strong. They're unreasonably strong, I feel. Alright, we can probably just like spin Skull-X and do hella damage to Skull-X like that. Oh yeah, this is doing crazy damage right now. I should probably slam Skull-X's butt as well. I don't like how that sentence sounds. I don't like the damage it just took either. Skull-X, you bastard. Our actual damage stat isn't that good, but we're being carried by the DPS from all the perks that we got. So we could actually use a little bit more damage, honestly. Skull-X is not presenting itself. I really hate fighting Skull-X. It's such an annoying fight. Definitely my least favorite worm enemy to fight, besides maybe Frail. Frail kind of sucks sometimes. But at least it's like the name implies, it's very frail. It's very squishy. It dies pretty easily as well. Maybe I should just keep spinning. And eventually, Skull-X will run into it. He'll present his butt to us. Like that. There we go. Nice and presented. Ready for plucking. I said plucking, by the way. YouTube. Before I get demonetized, before I even get monetized. Alright, there we go. Some more spins. Awesome, awesome. I will take the blue cap because we kind of need some HP. And we don't have permanent proloid invincibility because of the bone heart anyway. And we can't use we can't use the Whore of Babylon because we don't have half a heart. So we might as well just take the HP up because it doesn't matter too much. We got another S rank, so that's really good. Last 2 floors have been S ranks. Yes, let's do Friends. Friends is really good. I always recommend Friends if you can. We'll do another bit of Remorse. Actually, yeah, Remorse is good because it'll give us a lot more tears that show up. So I'll do Remorse. We will blow you up for the double deal chance. We'll blow you up because you suck. And we'll play you for a little bit before we inevitably blow you up because you won't pay out with an item. Or anything noteworthy. Okay, you're gonna get blown up. I never find the key beggars worth it, honestly. They're just like not worth it. And it sucks that this wasn't an actual arcade because we can't use the thing. That is a grotesque looking enemy. Very grotesque. I did not like that enemy at all. Why are you not dying? Please die. Okay, cool. Alright, that was a very grotesque room, but that's Isaac for you, right? Fiend Folio as well, and we got that same room again. As you can tell, I'm pretty pogged up about that. I can't really see what's going on. There's just like too much going on screen. Oh, I just realized that it's like shitting out fetuses. Oh wait, am I allowed to say the S word on YouTube? Anyway, it's producing fetuses, which is, you know, pretty grotesque in itself, considering what that enemy is. I guess it does make sense though. Right, so we still have 1/3 guppy. We haven't gotten another guppy piece yet, unfortunately, but it would be nice if we get a payout soon. And we are having the glitch. Oh, did that always happen? Did those enemies always break into more projectiles like that? As you can see, we're just like leveraging HP at the moment. That's kind of how my Bertrand runs usually go. But the difference is that we're playing the stylish mode, so I can actually have a fighting chance. But normally, the DPS isn't really that good. Like, could you imagine if this was a normal run without any of the perks that we got, and we have this damage on the womb? We wouldn't stand a chance. Which is how my runs usually go. Which is by the time we reach the womb, we just can't compete with the enemies. But the perks really let us like hang with them, which wouldn't happen before, you know. That's what I mean when I say that the perks really just like make things a little bit easier. I guess maybe not too easier. It depends on whatever items you got. But in our case, you know, it tends to make things a little bit more easier, I feel. Okay, I was just listening. So whenever you hear that sound, that means that you can use the thing. Okay, I was just testing that. So that's interesting. I can just use that sound cue, that audio cue, to know when to use my fling if I ever have to use it in a pinch, like I've had to a couple of times already. So that's really interesting. I'll keep that in mind for sure. Let's try to kill the mini Scolex. Okay, well, like with the slam so that we can get the damage up. I'm gonna try my best to get the damage up before we leave this floor, because it would be nice to get the damage up. I think it'll be like half a damage up at this point, right? Probably. So let's go ahead and try to level this up. As you can see, I think our spin ability is pushing some of the shots away from us. So that's actually pretty good. Okay, cool. So we got the damage up. It didn't give me a damage up. What's going on? Maybe you don't get a damage up in stylish mode whenever you fill the pips up, I guess. Probably. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, this boss is like really awkward to fight with our damage. Our melee, basically. It's really awkward. I'm gonna save the devil card for Isaac, because we're gonna need all the damage we can get on that fight, by the looks of things. There's also like too many projectiles on screen for me to reasonably dodge. Oh, that was bad, but that's fine. That's not good though. You better give me a devil deal after all this. Okay, you did. What do we got? You know what? I will take them both. I don't really like Mom's Knife with Bertrand, but I haven't gotten that item in a while, so let's see how it goes. This is going to be interesting. At least we have the Satanic Bible, so we're not leveraging too much HP at least. And let's see what we get in terms of... What's our overall grade? Yeah, we still got an A despite getting hit 6 times apparently. We still got an A, so not bad. So you see, you don't have to worry too much about like the damage you take in your time. As long as you just like diversify your moveset a lot, you should get a decent grade in the end. Grants immunity to spikes while flinging. So that's the skill I was talking about. But since we have spin to fly, I'm gonna skip that one. And I'm just gonna go with Spin Freak, and then I will go with Sucky Slam, and we'll resume. So when you have Mom's Knife, your head gets stuck into enemies, but it does do more damage. But yeah, it's a little bit, yeah, you get stuck like this, which is kind of not great, honestly. So maybe we should just primarily use our spin attack, if anything. You can go ahead and use your fling to get out when you get stuck like that, but it just makes things awkward. But you know, whatever, doesn't matter too much. Oops, didn't mean to do any of what I just did. Wait, can you get one of your heads stuck and then begin to spin afterwards to get unstuck? Can you do that? I think you can, actually. I can't really see where my body is because there's too much going on. Yeah, I don't like those ghost rooms in Fiend Folio, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it looks like you can actually get your head stuck and then you can spin out. So if you have multiple heads, you can do that, but if you don't have multiple heads, when you get your head stuck inside, then you're just like screwed. You gotta use your fling ability to get out, basically. Uh oh, my game froze. Please don't crash. Game? Give me a second, everyone. Okay, never mind. Looks like we don't have to restart. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Mom's Knife with Bertrand isn't too great, but maybe I just don't have enough experience with it. But from my own experience, I don't think I like it that much. But I have to do more experimenting before I can like really make a final verdict on that. Also, it's very hard for me to see what's even going on. Like, this is where I end up taking a bunch of damage because I just can't see, and then you gotta get so close to enemies. It's hard to dodge shots, it's hard to see. There's just like way too much going on at once for me to like reasonably keep up with everything. So that's how I end up taking like crazy amounts of damage with Bertrand on these later floors at least. Too much visual pollution is what I would put it as, I guess. Alright, so we're gonna use this on Isaac, of course. Can we just get our head stuck? Does that do a lot of damage? I feel like it doesn't. Uh-oh. That's not good. We're taking crazy amounts of damage right now. It's just like so hard to see what is going on. I probably should just use my spin attack then. Oh my god, I'm getting destroyed. Yeah, it's just too hard to see, and then our heads get stuck as well, and that really sucks. Uh oh, my game keeps freezing too. Alright, let me try to focus a little bit. I'm just trying to spin my way to victory, but I keep getting hit by Isaac. Yeah, I don't think I would recommend Mom's Knife, but I took it, you know, just for, you know, for science, experimental purposes, I guess you could say. But I don't recommend taking Mom's Knife as this character. Maybe it depends which bosses you fight, but against Isaac, it's pretty awful. It doesn't feel like it's doing that much damage anyway, so yeah, we're probably gonna die. At least we have invincibility, so we could just like face tank it, if anything. Maybe? Oh. Yeah, I would not recommend Mom's Knife, it kinda sucks. With Bertrand at least. At least we made it to the chest and we have all 9 lives, so all we need to do is just get a good item and we could beat Blue Baby. Yeah, so once you reach the chest, or excuse me, whichever final level you're on, you'll get like a final evaluation. And then you can either choose to continue. You'll get a leaderboard. It just gives you like a random name on the leaderboard. This time we got A, the second one, number 2, 6 A's. That was our score. And it'll show you your time and your rank, etc. like that. I don't know what it means by runs. Maybe this is our 10th Bertrand run. I don't really know. But anyway, yeah. Once that happens, you can go ahead and just like go down. And you can finish the run, or you can keep going. We're gonna keep going because we're not done with the run yet. And we have a couple more perks that we can buy as well. 50% more Berk points plus 8 Berks. F rank kills you quickly. Well, that's interesting if we can get that next time. But it doesn't make sense since the run's about to end after this run. After this, this floor, I should say. Why don't we do panic? Because we're basically dead anyway. Sure. So, oh, I forgot to drop the thing. This was our last saving grace. I forgot to drop. Maybe this isn't bad because we actually have some HP at least. Oh, that's so bad. I forgot to drop it. Well, we're gonna drop it now. Why didn't you guys remind me? I told you guys to remind me to drop it. Alright, whatever. Maybe that's for the best, because we would have, all we would have gotten was, you know, we got HP, so I can't complain too much. The HP might help us out a little bit more than, the items would have, possibly. At least I can just tell myself that's why I feel a little bit better about it. Alright, let me go ahead and kill you. So as you can see, that was the suction ability in action right there. And it just sucks them right into where you're gonna slam your head. Which is good, you know, it just gathers all the enemies together into one area. So that your AoE can kill them. I kind of like this boss, but I don't know how I feel about this boss when I have all this stuff going on. I guess we do pretty decent damage if we keep our knives stuck inside of the enemy, but it's like so hard to do that. Like, how are we supposed to approach this enemy with our knives and not get hit by the shots, basically? You see what I mean? And like I said, imagine if this was a normal run without the HP upgrades. You probably would have been dead a long time ago. Like, how do we even approach this? Yeah, it's crazy hard. Like, it's just, this character is really hard sometimes. It's the same thing with the Forgotten as well, I feel. For me, at least. When you get to those later levels, you gotta use the soul more. Because if you're trying to use the Forgotten only, then, you know, you're just like SOL. Because you're going to be eating a bunch of damage, basically. Alright, so we're going to use the spin attack. Because this is definitely isn't a boss that we want to like be stuck on with our knives, at least. I think. Yeah, we're going to eat some damage, unfortunately. It just be like that sometimes. And unfortunately, the spin doesn't do too much damage. It has a good knockback, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, so... yeah. Kind of unfortunate. If it did more damage, then it would be so sick. Uh-oh. How do we deal with this? I guess just let them come closer? Yeah, that seemed pretty crazy. Right, Gertie should die pretty easily if we just spin into Gertie like this. How did I take damage? Did I walk into Gertie, I guess? Okay, well I didn't die, but we're close to dying at least. Yeah, it's really unfortunate, but at least we can have permanent polar invincibility like this. At least for one room if we don't die in the room. Rooms like this is like really awesome. Because, you know, you can easily deal with the enemies, but when you get out of rooms like these, it's so difficult, man. Uh-oh. More visual pollution, so I can't really see what's going on in this room. I'm probably gonna take damage somehow, and I'm gonna be like, whoa, how did I take damage? Like, what just happened? I couldn't see the enemy. We still have a chance to win, probably. If we leave our knives lodged into the enemies, it does a lot of damage, but like... how are we supposed to do that without getting hit by like the million shots that show up, basically? Like, that's really hard to do, to just leave your knife lodged in them like that. And not take damage from them. These enemies suck. I hate these enemies so much. Balls of Steel is actually really nice. Alright, so let's try to hurry up and find... Uh-oh, I'm being pulled between two of them at once. Okay. Alright, so I have 3 things chasing me now. Alright, that was a pretty tough room. Unfortunately, we haven't gotten like a single item, a chest drop either. So that kind of sucks. But you know, that's Isaac for you, I guess. You gotta play with the cards that you're dealt. So we might die like 9 times probably. I wouldn't put it past ourselves at this rate at least. I think Mom's Knife probably ruined this run for us. So at least like let this be a lesson. Don't take Mom's Knife with Bertrand, because it kind of sucks. Like it honestly kind of sucks. I think. At least it doesn't feel too great, personally. We're still kind of leveraging HP, but like, once we die one time and we get to Blue Baby, it's gonna be kind of hard to like actually survive, I feel. But the spin attack is like coming in clutch for us right now. I also pushed the boss off screen and I can't see it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't think you can really use Bertrand the way you want to with Mom's Knife, because if you get your knives lodged in, the enemies are going to be shooting at you, and it just makes it like hard to approach them. So at this point, we might as well just keep spinning to win. That's what's doing the best for us right now. I'm gonna go ahead and blow up like all these fires to try and get some soul hearts, and we gotta dodge the red hearts as well because we don't want to. Oh, we don't have that many bombs. Yeah, we're kind of just like leveraging HP. Like this is the boss that you can keep your knife lodged in, but Isaac is, you can't really do that because you're restricted. Your movement is restricted, so you gotta keep moving, and you can't move well if you have the knives in them inside of Isaac. But we'll try at least. We'll try it out and see how that goes for us, and try to dodge. Well, there's one hit. And they don't even stay stuck in forever either. At some point we're gonna have to use our Slam, like right now I think. And then we're gonna have to like do some spins too. Let's just try to spin him to death, I guess. We only have one more hit that we can survive. Our invisibility is about to run out. Oh my god, we actually did it. Oh, thank god, because that was practically our last chance, because if we couldn't do it with the HP we had, we were probably gonna die. But there is Bertrand and there is Stylish Mode. I hope you all have enjoyed it. Go ahead and check me out on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kyoko-chan. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I stream a lot. I've been streaming a bunch of Fiend Folio, so if you want to see more Fiend Folio, come by the stream to check it out. But thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you for the next video.